All right, guys, welcome back to SensePro.com. We're going over the 11 things money needs in order to work properly. Number 1, money needs a cash flow. Bills, they go in and out. You need to be able to address those as they come up. A healthy cash flow keeps money coming in so that as problems arise, they can be addressed. A job can present that. Buying and selling products can present that, as well as contracts like music artists, songwriters, etc. The second thing money needs is an educated manager, somebody that really knows how to move this money around to maximize its full potential. Entrepreneurs, engineers, mathematicians, people in sales, anybody that's really plugged into the economy in such a way that really see what's going on and how to maximize the dollar or the currency. The next thing money needs in order to operate is a sound budget. Budget is something that we'll go over a little bit later in more detail, but for now, what's important is that it is automated and it is stable. Most people's budgets are missing the necessary tools needed to carry a stable budget. The truth of the matter as far as automation goes is that we just don't have a sophisticated enough product in our economy to truly call the budgeting process automated. The next thing money needs in order for it to work or you will never retire is to have an emergency savings line item. I used to be a rideshare driver, and every once in a while I'd get a client that wanted to talk their finances with me, and this was one of the line items that I asked if they had, and almost exclusively it was a no. Every person's economy has problems, including the general economy. So you too need to be prepared for when something goes wrong, such as a flat tire or a broken arm. And if you don't have an emergency plan saved up for that, what are you going to take it out of? Your food? That next line item that I usually ask people about is their retirement fund. You know, the whole objective of having a budget and working in the first place is to drum up enough money where your money can work for you. So you don't have to exchange your time in exchange for money. Your money can just go out and do it for you. Most people don't have that. So really all you're doing is just working until you die. The third line item that I always ask people if they have is a spending line item. At the end of the day, if you're working constantly and you're not enjoying any of your money, it's no different than indentured servitude or slavery, because the truth of the matter is you're not enjoying your life. You're not living off the fruits of your labor. So every person should have a personal spending line. The next thing that money needs to work, it's for your earnings to be divided in a percentage basis. This is something that we go over when we discuss the budgeting. But your money needs to stay balanced. That way, when the world around us gets chaotic, we know how we can leverage our money accordingly. It also allows for us to stay in good standings with our creditors, because we can address their needs in some portion when everything's falling apart around us. The next thing that money needs for its users to stop doing, or in order for you to retire, or in order for it to work rather, is to stop overpaying. You know, everybody's out in business. Everybody's selling their product. And the reality is we're in a competitive marketplace where you don't have to be robbed of your earnings so that somebody else can make a living. We need a healthy, competitive marketplace, and something like Sense app really creates the opportunity for that to be the case. But yeah, you need to make sure that you're always cost conscious. It doesn't mean to argue with people because it's not the price you want. It just means to make sure you're not overpaying. The next thing money needs people to stop doing in order for it to work is to stop over consuming. You should live a minimalist lifestyle if you're in a survival state. There's no reason why you should be owning a car and carrying a mortgage unless and financing a note, and even a mortgage if you're not making $1,000 a week. And I think that's not enough for a full family of 4, but you can get by with $1,000 a week. You know, people that are making $1,000 a week, and you would think that they make 6 figures. $1,000 a week isn't much, but it's at the very least something that would be stable. Yet people are over consuming and their budget's out of balance, or they're not budgeting at all. It's causing them to not get ahead. Next is to stop spending your principal earnings. So anytime you sell your time for money and then you turn around and you take that money and you pay for everything, that was opportunity that you had that could have generated more opportunity for you. Before, all you had was your person. After you got your first paycheck, you had your person plus leverage in the dollar, in my case. You use the leverage of that dollar to start generating more opportunities around you. But instead, people are taking their hard-earned time that they could have used to build something, and they sold it to a warehouse or some factory or an assembly line, and then turned around and turned that into processed junk and things that aren't even good for our body, and they made themselves sluggish and weak and sick and tired, and they put themselves in this perpetual cycle of self-destruction. We're not saving, we're not having good consumption habits, we're overpaying, and we're not doing any of the things right in terms of discipline and even cash flow. So these things need to not happen, or they need to be implemented. And once all of these things are implemented, and the final thing money needs you to do is start buying assets. Liabilities are liabilities. They present problems, and you're going to always be dealing with it. A home is considered an asset, but it comes with a lot of liability. We want things that really produce a cash flow for us, and then we take that cash flow and then turn it into more assets, which then kick us out of more cash flow, at which point it's okay to start buying some liberties and luxuries and liabilities. But make sure that you're able to afford these things truly and not just one time. And when you do that, you'll be doing all the things that money needs in order for it to work. If you have any more questions or you want to get any details about any of this stuff, get over to sensepro.com. Under the wealth tab, I've got a slew of information and links to resources, anything you need. Just want to thank you guys for supporting the Sense brand in every way. Enjoy your day.